love me. XOXO.
Let's, more this way. Yeah, I like that better. Because, like, I don't really like everybody looking at my chair, even though that's where Bo is. Anyways, I am back. I am back. Now, I feel like this might be fatiguing for a lot of you to see this much content about an eyeshadow palette collection, and I understand. Again, that's why it stays back here, because once it hits the YouTubes, if y'all don't want to watch it, you don't have to. But hello patrons, hello channel members, it's me, and honestly, I am so pretty today. I'm so pretty today. We can't even, like, I know that you're not supposed to say that. I don't care. I'm so pretty today. Now that that's aside, let's look at the palettes.
Better to rule in hell than serve in heaven.
Now this particular drawer is Nomad heavy, so I'm gonna try to do like everything that's not Nomad in this drawer first and then Nomad, so we don't have to keep being like, this is by Nomad, this is by Nomad. You know what I mean? That's irritating, annoying. Okay, because I have quite a bit of Nomad because I'm on their PR list. Okay. So this is one of the Moira palettes that I really, really wanted, which is the I'm Falling For You. It's a Love Letters palette. Their palettes, I don't know, like, listen, y'all, these are so cute. Like, look at this mirror. Don't look at the trash. Don't look at the trash. Look at the mirror. Thank you. Thank you. Anyways, it has little stamps in there. It's so cute. It's like, to my love from what, how? And then this is the palette. Now, I have only created, I think, maybe one look with this. It was stunning. And I'm gonna just keep playing with this because that is the beauty of what I do now on the Tubes of the U is I just slap on makeup like this. Y'all have seen the video, Patreon channel members. This palette is the Ipsy palette. I got the Ipsy palette. I am wearing Salt New York on my Facey Foss face. Lips, I'm wearing something from NARS. And I also have on a Lethal Gloss. But yeah, I'm so cute today. Anyways, this palette I think is going to be so much fun to play with again. Because like their shimmers, I actually really like their shimmers because they're light, they're soft. Some of them give more than others. I will definitely put that out there. I just like this. I love this brand. And honestly, like every time they put something out, I'm kind of like, yes, we're buying it. I'm an idiot. Who cares? It's my money. It's my money and I'll spend it how I want to.
Which is an excellent segue into a brief overview of our fee structure.
So now we have the Line Crime Prelude Chroma, which I really like this one. This one I really, really like. Love this, love the artwork, love the titties. I'm for it. Like, listen. And the palette itself, like I like this because I feel like I have a few looks out of here, not a ton, but that's the point of some of these smaller palettes is one, it can up your creativity. I highly recommend this, BT dubs. If you're trying to figure out if you like color or like somewhat colorful palettes, get small ones like these. And I know sometimes the price may outweigh like how you feel about getting a smaller palette, but I will say this, if you get something of this size and like let's say you play with a shade like Genesis and you're just like that, I don't think I like this kind, I don't like that, I think I just like my basic boring neutrals, then you know what I mean? You don't buy a big blends palette and realize that that's like too much for you. Although the blends, baby, listen, I'm actually getting slowly talked into, like, by seeing it online to getting the Lure palette, and I'm trying to hold myself together because it's like, baby, you already have like a 4-hour palette collection video, like videos. Maybe it's not gonna be 4 hours. Maybe it'll be 2 to 3. Anyways, love that. Love that for me. Next up, this was a gift from Janet, and it is the Lucid Dreams palette from Pink Crush Cosmetics. I've only played with it one time. Here's what I'm gonna say. The mattes are okay. I actually feel like you have to, I'm gonna show this to you, you actually have to have, when you're my skin tone, have to have a base to make these mattes show up. But where it shines, where it makes up, is in these gorgeous ethereal shimmers. Like, first of all, this is them on my fingers. And I'm gonna bloop, blop, bleep, bop, 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 dip, dop, dop, doo, wop, dip, dop, dop. Yeah, this one especially, I can't wait to play with some more because I just think that I did not give enough credence and or credo to these like lighter kind of ethereal. I felt like they were very like white skin. But baby, since I put on these shades today from the Beauty Bakery palette, it's like graham cracker cookie or something. Graham cracker. I'm gonna stop saying cracker before I get canceled. Anyways, I'm learning some more lessons. And this is, again, get in your collection, y'all, because I'm finding out more and more and more about like my makeup joys by playing in it than I ever was just constantly getting stuff. So this, I'm really happy I have this. Thank you, Janet, because I'm excited to play with this again. I feel like their shimmers are the thing that gives. The mattes are just, you know, standard, to my knowledge, private label mattes that don't, then these aren't even the best ones, but they're lighter in tone than I would have for my skin tone. Next up, I have the Oden's Eye Alva 2 eyeshadow palette. Again, I don't care for Oden's Eye. I'm sorry. It's all right. Like, here's the thing about Oden's Eye. I really think that their shimmers kill it. There are 2 pressed glitters in here, which is just why. I don't like the layout of this palette at all. Like, I don't know why, but like, there's something with the layout I don't like. I think it's because you move the 2 pressed glitters in different directions. So you're not really sure as somebody, when you buy this, you don't understand sometimes that, like, I know that they give information, but I prefer the 2 pressed glitters to be near each other. And if you're gonna have pressed glitters, then I want you to keep the pressed glitters in one spot, and then just go ahead and do the mattes and then do the shimmers. So then that way it's just like, you know, it's cohesive for me. The shades, I'm probably going to, like, I feel like I've used like a couple shades in this. I haven't done much with this palette because it's okay. This is one of, like, again, this is one of those brands that is loved by the pales, but like, if it's not like Tina's collab, I really don't give a shit. All right, so then I still have the At Forest Sight with Raw Beauty Kristi and ColourPop. This still actually is one of my favorite palettes, honestly. I love this color story. I think it's very, very beautiful. It's probably the only ColourPop palette that does anything on my brown skin. So in that regard, RBK, big ups to you. Because this could have been, you know, because she is not deep skinned by any means. This is, I will say, you know what? I'm going to say that this is one of the best palettes ever created by a white content creator that allows people like me to partake in it. So mad love to you. Hugs, kisses, all the good to you, yours, your little hobbit house, your baby, all them things. Thank you, RBK, for this. You know, I don't give you praise all that often, but this was worth it for me. I'm so glad I got this. Pulled over on the side of the road while I was working to order the palette because I didn't want to like lose out on it because I'm a nerd. Listen, I just loved that color story and it really speaks to me.
What is love?
And it's gorgeous. Yes, I am drinking a Truly. They are disgusting, but I'm trying to help my mom out because my mom's moving. And I know she doesn't want to move though, so I'm just like, I go over there, I just sneak over to my mom's house and like go inside and just like jack her booze and walk out. Speaking of collabs, this is the Oden's Eye Red Dragon eyeshadow palette. This is the one with Judy. This one, I like the shimmers. I like the deeper shades kind of down here, and that's about it. I just like two of the mattes, which is gonna be Fire and Aurora. The rest of it, no. Solar Flare is actually really quite pretty. Luna, I like the rest of the shimmers. I just don't like most of the mattes. I like 2 mattes, but this is really nice. Again, another one of the ethereal shades that I didn't think would look good on me, but now I'm like, oh, you know what? This is gonna be nice, and I like this. I don't know who Judy is, God rest her soul, but you know, I like this palette. This is from the now defunct closing, I'm so sorry and I'm sad, Mira Beauty. This was their Melancholia palette. If they are still selling these items, I really suggest that you go ahead and grab what you can because the formulas are really quite nice. I'm sad I didn't play with this as much as I should have, but like this is a really pretty palette. I like the formula in it. I do like the mattes, most of them, not all. I will say, you know what? Actually, I do like all the mattes. I don't like Hope, this silvery shade, and I feel like it's good for my inner eye corner maybe, but I just feel like it's more powdery. It's more powdery than I want it to be for a silver. But otherwise, I really like this. Like, I really like this palette. I forgot about you, girl. I'm sorry. I've been moving around and working as a postal worker and I haven't been able to do anything, but I like this palette. If they still have this up, I highly recommend you get it. This is from the now defunct Midas, and this was it's the Serve Soft palette. It was a collaboration with Cole MUA. I don't know who that is, God rest their soul. And this was a choice. I feel like we have a neutral palette here. I think the thing is, it is really pretty. This is actually a very glorious soft glam palette. I will say that. If you want to have that beautiful, soft glam, gorgeous, like I woke up like this babe look, this is the palette that you definitely probably want to get into. I think that Sugar Rush, Yummy, and Dreamsicle are all three. They are a little bit crunchy. Don't look at that finger. Look at these fingers. They are a little bit crunchy for shimmers, but I still feel like they're very nice. They're very pretty, a little powdery. One of them was just a smidgen powdery, but they are a little crunchy. I don't know if it's just something I've done, but like that's them right here on the top. They're the first three shades. I like this. I figured out this was nice. I forgot it was nice. I do like it though. I think that this is a really pretty palette. If you have it in your collection, let me know if you have this one. I feel like this was another one of those things where Midas kind of couldn't figure out the direction that they were going to go in. With regard to collabs, I will say this 100,000 times. I think that if you are a brand, you kind of have to make your choice on what audience you're going with. You have to choose if you're gonna go with your YouTube audience today, if you're gonna go with your TikTok audience, or if you're gonna go with your Instagram audience when you start doing collaborations. And I don't say this to be mean or funny or like whatever, but I think you have to kind of figure that out. Because if you don't, you're going to run into a situation where if you have collaborations, like they had the one with Hannah Smoky Glow, right? And the thing about that is that Hannah, YouTube, you know, and that happened right as Hannah was blowing up. And then I feel like some of their collaborations didn't really start to make sense. And I still love some of the people that they had those collaborations with and brands that they had the collaborations with. However, I do feel like you have to be careful about like where you're going in that regard. That was just my opinion. Nobody asked, who cares? This is the Gila palette from Odin's Eye. This is the one with Angelica Nyquist. Again, I like some of the shades in here. I don't like all of them. I'm gonna tend towards more of the deeper shades. I do like this kind of mustardy, like this kind of limey green, not mustardy, but yeah, it is a little mustardy, but it's like a limey green here. I'm not a fan of the pinks in here. I don't really care for the pinks. I like this shade, obviously, because that's one of my favorite kind of shades to use. The shimmers are gonna be gorgeous, but otherwise, like, I just feel like almost this whole row I could have done without. You know what I mean? Like, I was fine with everything except for that row. I felt like the pink was just random for me, my taste, and doesn't look good on me. And that's not her fault. She didn't make it for me. She made it for herself, so that's fine. That's what people do with collabs. But yeah, the formula, again, it's all right. It's all right. Odin's Eye just doesn't, you know, again, it's not for me, so it's fine. Because, like, I swear to you, I'm darker than this camera, and, like, the lighting is giving you, you know, pictures always seem to, like, turn black people, like, smidgen lighter, and then the lighting also makes me look lighter, but I'm significantly, like, if you're really curious, just, like, look at my hand. Look at the difference between, like, where I am covered all day and where I am not. Do you see? And this has been all winter. Do you see? So that's what I'm saying. Darker than you think that I am. Anyways, next up is the Lowest Cosmetics Meet Me in the Underworld palette. I really like this. I will say some of the mattes are a little not great, but, like, in how they show up on the skin. But again, this is another one of those, like, if you like a nice earth tone palette, but you want it to kind of have like some berries, this is it. You know what I'm saying? I like their formula. I do feel like sometimes the mattes just aren't giving, and you do need to get a sticky base to make them really pop, or some water, but I still like the color story. I still think it's very pretty, and I have a nice time with this. So I have two Lowest Cosmetics palettes, and I know you're just like, why don't you have everything that's with the brand together? I haven't gotten that far yet, and honestly, I'm not gonna put all this together. I'm moving in a few months. I don't want to worry myself about it right now. I really don't. This is where the party's gonna get a bit wild. All of this is Nomad Cosmetics. All of this, I think, I received all but one of these palettes in PR. So let's start with the one I didn't receive in PR. This is the palette that made me fall in love with Nomad Cosmetics, and it is the Berlin Underground palette. What I absolutely loved about this was this black shade here. I loved all the shimmers. I thought that they were really giving me life. I like that this is just an almost fully shimmer palette, and I was here for it. Kreuzberg is one of my favorite shadows of all time. I just love how it was like, it was kind of, I feel like one of my first experiences with sort of a multi-dimensional shimmer. You know, I put it right here on my that's like the ankle of my, that's a wrist. I was gonna say like the ankle of my wrist. That doesn't even make sense, does it? I don't think so. Anyways, kind of a little bit of a multi-dimensional shade because it's like green and like with flecks of gold. And I just felt like that was so pretty, such a fun thing to play with. I also like this because I can take some of these shimmers and I can make an all shimmer look. I could also grab the Blend Bunny palette and play with it that way. This was my introduction to Nomad, and I have loved them ever since. I do feel a little odd about where they've been going lately, but we'll talk about that. All right, so next up was the Cartagena Magica. And this one, I feel like this is not my favorite color story from them. I feel like it leaned a little too pinky for me. I liked the shimmers in here, most of them. I just felt like it wasn't as cohesive as it could have been. I honestly kind of wish that they'd gone like deeper. Instead of this weird light, like super light area, they should have had this, and then darker than this. That's what I would say. Like deeper, because it's almost like it's kind of going across like, oh, we're the same. I almost wish that they had kind of kept it like really dark, medium, light. I feel like everybody always kind of stops at a mid-tone and like, some of us are brown. Anyways, this is, oh my gosh, this is the Nomad Lands Elves and East. I'm not really good with that, but it's the Fire in Iceland. Fire and Ice. This is the shit. This is my second favorite palette from them. Absolutely stunning. The color story is gorgeous. All of the shimmers super easy to work with. I really like this a lot. I feel like one of the things I like about this too is like you can just have this, you can be like, okay, I'm gonna work with these shades here because that's the look I wanna go for. And I feel like a lot of this can be like your work ends. You can also just do this line here. I just really like this one. This one was one of my favorite ones. I think I did a live stream once with Emily on that one. Next up is the America's Parks. It was okay for me. This one was okay. I liked some of the looks I created. I feel like this one was a little discombobulated. I like the purple, the green, and this shade, but I just feel like it was a bit discombobulated. Story color. I mean, yeah, story-wise. Color story, there's the word. Color story wise, I felt like this was just a little bit discombobulated. I actually should play with it again. Obviously I will. That's the point of me doing all of these, is so that I can kind of see how much makeup I have and how much I haven't played with in a really long time, and be able to, like, you know, makeup playtimes, all that shiz we're gonna be doing this year. Put your paw down, sir. Not yet. We just went. Then I also finally have, this is the last Nomad I have in this little section here, and that is the Whistler Snow Lodge. Okay, so this one, I might put this at third. Put this at my third favorite one, mostly because of the deep blue and the deep maroon, deep green. I love those types of shades. Also, let's just get into it. This blue, high marks, because you can actually, it's a black ombre. This shade, you can build a look just out of this shade alone, and I live for that. I felt like it wouldn't be like really obvious that it was a shimmer and an all shimmer look. Really like this one. I'm gonna put this at third. Yeah. All right. This is not Nomad. This is Ace Beauté. Now listen, I've been trying to keep myself from buying a couple of Ace Beauté palettes lately. I don't know how successful I'm going to be at that, but we will find out. So I have the Ace Beauté Tropical Vibes palette. I absolutely love this palette. I'm sorry, a grungy green palette for me? Yes. It is beautiful. The shimmers are beautiful. I love that this is more matte heavy than it is shimmer heavy, because I have a ton of shimmers, and I can also use this in conjunction with all my singles. I can use it in conjunction with another palette with a bunch of shimmer. I really like this palette. I think that because they went so matte heavy, I'm excited because I've been getting into, you can't see it today, but I've been getting into some more like full matte looks. I'm gonna be doing some more of those. So that's a joy. I'm gonna wash my hands and then I will be back with another section. And not to make things awkward, but this particular video is brought to you by Dossier. Now, as always, it's always brought to you by my patrons and channel members, and this is a non-sponsored video. However, I'm bringing it to you by Dossier because they reached out to me after seeing my last video where I was talking about their beautiful, wonderful perfumes, and they're like, hey, can we send you some more? And I was like, baby, you can always send me perfume because I live in the shiz. Now, I did talk about the packaging. I also talked about how these scents are inspired by other scents. So one of the things that I picked out, because I already have it, and I was like, you know what, let me see if they're telling the truth. Because I hate when people lie. They're like, it's inspired by, it smells kind of like, and then it doesn't. Y'all, let me introduce you to Woody Chestnut. Okay, let me just tell you a little secret. I got this one specifically because I absolutely love the Maison Margiela by the Fireplace. I love that perfume. I have it in small. I will show it to you in a little bit and it'll be weird and awkward. I'm stunned by how much this does actually smell like that. The inspiration is spot on and it smells so good. Once again, you have the magnetic top, which, listen, with the way that my hands don't like to operate properly, I'm so glad that magnetic tops exist because like I would never be able to put the top back on. If I'm honest, I like that it's magnetic because it does ensure that I'm always putting the top back on. But for me, it's really, really important because of the fact that I find that when you don't put the cap on, it gets more alcohol-y in scent. I have a very sensitive nose, so I love that part of it. So get you some, you know what I mean? There's a link in the description box below. It is non-affiliated. I think if you sign up with your email, they give you about 15% off. They're also often having sales. This is great because if you did like the Maison Margiela by the Fireplace, but you just didn't want to pay those prices, this is it for you, babes. All right, back to your regularly scheduled programming. Sorry I got weird here, but behave yourself, son. Listen, this next section of this video is gonna be a little long. So I predict that this will be a 3-hour palette, eyeshadow palette collection. Again, if it tires you out, I understand. It's fine. All right, so all of these are the Futurism palettes that they had. I don't know how many, if any of them are still available, but these are from Kaleido. So I have the Futurism 1, Sci-Fi Green. I feel like y'all have seen all of these before. This one's super fun. It's a like little grungy palette. Honestly, I don't need to keep most of these, but I just do. Because realistically, you've seen these color stories in like bigger palettes. I don't care. It's my life. And I can destroy it how I want to. I feel like this one, like the first two that I'm showing you, it's the, and the Astro Pink. I feel like these two are my favorites. The Sci-Fi Green and the Astro Pink. I think that the Cyber Bronze is beautiful, but it's kind of lacking something. I feel like maybe it's the silver that's making it like, you know, I almost like, I know that they have gold in another one, but I kind of wish that they hadn't put that silver in there. I just feel like it doesn't go. That's just my opinion. And then there's also the Electro Turquoise, which I bought a lot of these on a lark. This is, I feel like, my least favorite one. Yeah, this is my least favorite one. It's just okay. I feel like because the orange and the turquoise don't really, like the light orange and the light turquoise don't really show up unless I actually go out of my way and use a base, which I don't love to do. Thank you. If I don't want to, like, you know what I mean? If I'm just making a little looky look, like today I made a little looky look. Sometimes I don't want to do all this extra work. I just want a shadow to look beautiful. Why do I have to do all this stuff? Okay. This is a bunch of little palettes. This I have never used before in my life. It is the Essence Bronzed This Way palette. It still has a little plastic on it. I'm gonna have to use it at some point. You know what I mean? I think I bought it in this whole like, I thought I was gonna become like a drugstore maven. I'm not. First of all, the prices are way out of whack right now. But also I don't care to do that. Let me just be honest. I don't care to do that. That's what it looks like without the plastic. Yeah, I don't care to do that at all. But I'm going to play with it because I think that sometimes their shadows are really good and other times they're trash.
Evening.
I'll give you $1,000 for a ride to the nearest bar.
Okay, because these are small, I'm going to start doing some of these like hand in hand. A bunch of these are, I have 3 Midas ones. So I'm going to grab the 3 Midas. So first off, we have, I feel like, oh Jesus, another one flew out. Don't eat it. This is not these palettes just like flying out. Okay. Anyways, this is the Artistry Volume 2 palette. This is like a small earthy palette. You know what? I think I am gonna just let this one go. Because like I already have a piece falling out of it and I have a lot of earthy palettes. I'm fine. I'm gonna just, this isn't a declutter, but I am just gonna go ahead and let that go. Then I have both of the, there's another Artistry and it's volume 1.2 and volume 1. These are like little, you know what? I don't think I want to keep these either. These are little, what is the word? I might play with them for a little bit. We'll see. What are they called? What's the word? Pastel, little pastel palettes. There's not a ton of difference between the two of them. I think that was maybe a little problem with the launch as well, because if you look at them like right next to each other, because the intent is for them to be like little sister palettes, which I feel like they're way too sisterly. They needed to be a little less, like there's almost very little variation between them. So, you know, I'll figure that out at some later date and time. That time is not today. Oh my God. This is the Lethal, like, when they first started doing their like multi-chromes. Yo, listen, do not talk to me. Look at that bitch. Look at it, don't talk to me. This is a 6 shades. I cannot. Listen, I don't want you to speak to me until I speak to you. Lower your voice when you talk to me right now. Look at that. Lower your voice. All right. So anyways, I'm so like this I did get in PR. Lethal, just listen, don't let me have a collaboration with Lethal, okay? Because it will make you want to slap multiple people, not just your mom.
Holy shit. It's just like Predator in 3D. Ow.
All right, I think both of these are Colored Rain, which what is going on with Colored Rain? Who knows? Does anyone even talk about the brand anymore? But I do have these two palettes. I have the Beauty Rust and the Smoke Show. I don't really use the Smoke Show. It's okay. You know what I mean? It's really pretty. I think I was just like in this, like when I was in my completionist phase where I felt like I had to have every palette by a brand. That's so dumb. So dumb. Don't do that. It's not dumb. It's not good for you. That's what I'll say. I'm not gonna say it's dumb because everybody's hobbies are their hobbies and they enjoy them for whatever reason. And makeup is like any other hobby. So under zero circumstances should I say that it is dumb for you to want to have like every palette in a set, like whatever. Live your life, live your best life. We get so little joy. So then I do love this though. I absolutely adore the Beauty Rust palette. Like this is really, really pretty. That shimmer is killing it. You can do gorgeous all matte looks. But yeah, the Smoke Show is just like, I don't know why I bought that one. I'll think about whether or not I'm gonna keep that. We'll find out later. Next up, I have the Beauty Bay Utopia palette, which I do believe is how I created the look that I had in, you know, on Instagram when I'm in the green top and I'm all like, ooh, look at my little fro and me. I think I used some of the shadows in here, but I'm not sure. I can't remember. But this is like a little 2, 4, 6, 8 pan. Yes, I did count directly because I didn't know. It's nice. It's cute. It's fine. It'll work. All right, this one, I said that this isn't a declutter, but sometimes you do just have to throw shit away. This, Teresa was kind enough to send me over. It's the Vibe Check from ColourPop. It does not pass the Vibe Check at all. Doesn't look good on me. Once again, ColourPop making dusty ass shit, and I can't make that look good on me. I think y'all never saw the video. I filmed it, but I threw it away. This I need to also just, I bought this a long time ago, and it's just single shades basically. I don't know why I still have it. I got it from, what is that thing called? Shop Miss A. I have this mustard shade. I think that's why I kept it, because I like this mustard shade. You know, we're gonna have to play with this because I have done, I always like ignore this and then forget. Yes, bitch, why have you not? Like I bought this a long time ago before I even really understood and or knew how to work with color. Y'all, speaking of collabs with Lethal, this is the Lethal is Dead. The first, I feel like that is the first collab. Yeah, no, I can't remember. This is one of the collabs with Teresa. My memory is trash. Teresa, correct me if I'm wrong. I really like this one. I do, oh no, not me digging in it. Damn, sis. Yes, sis, you fucked it up. Bo is making me so nervous and I'm stressing myself out. Anyways, it's fine because you know what? What are we gonna do? What do we do with shadow if not use it, okay? If not dig into it and get dirty and dusty. I do like this one. I think that Vengeful Spirit and Straight to VHS are my two favorite shades in here. Yeah, I like this one a lot. I think it's really pretty. I do wish, like, obviously, I'm always gonna wish for deeper shades because I'm brown, but yeah. Then I feel like this is the palette I created a long time ago. It is. This is a Lethal BYOP build your own palette. I created this. I really still like this one a lot. I think that I need to play with this even more because I purchased. I purchased this. So, I need to play with that one even more because that was before their shimmer formula got even better than it is. It wasn't as good, but I still want to play with it. Anyways, this is the Nomad Verona Amore Morte palette. I believe there is a live stream up of me using this. I can't remember. I may have actually used it on Twitch. I can't remember, but this is okay. No, if there is, it's on this channel. It's on YouTube. I don't like this one. I don't like the double doors opening situation. I feel like this one had, like, again, the mattes were killing it. I don't know what they were doing with the shimmers. I don't know. It's very weird. It's a weird situation. I wish that they had thought that through. I'm kicking the camera. Bo, could you move back just a smidgen? I'm almost finished. I'm almost finished, baby. This is the Summer Days palette from Sydney Grace. I think I might give this to my mom and see if my mom wants it because I like it a lot. I think it's really pretty. This was gifted to me from Jen of Jen Love. I just don't use this one. I think that I have my neutral is not brown. That's what it is. My neutral is not brown and gold. It's mauve. It's berries. All right. Dos Más Small Palettes. This is the ColourPop High Tide, which this one actually worked out pretty nicely, but it's not great. It's still dusty. You know what? Who needs this? It's not me. I'm gonna let that go because it's actually kind of embarrassing me. It hurts my pride to look at that and realize how trashy it is, especially when I look at that formula in comparison to the RBK one. Bitch, get out. Anyways, next up they just recently came out with a new palette and I might have to scoop that one up, but this is from Fantasy Cosmetica. This is the Bard palette. The artwork is tits. The palette itself, tits. I only wish, again, just a little bit darker, just a little bit deeper, please. But it is it only has four mattes. And then the rest of it is shimmer. Listen, it's a 9-pan palette. I think that their shimmer formula is gorgeous. These are the Glam Light Icy palettes, and I actually hate them. Let me just be honest. Like, I don't think I like them. I think that the shimmers in here are trash. And maybe I gotta just figure out, like, I'm gonna try to play with them again. I bought the whole PR set because I'm a clown. I'm a loser. Yeah. Loser, baby. So why don't you kill me? I might try it again. I bought these out on a lark. I really wanted the PR package. I don't even know what happened to the cup these days. So embarrassing. I might have to just play with them again and see if I like them. That's really where we are. All right, we have 5 more palettes, and just so that I don't end on a Nomad situation, because that would make me feel awkward, I did get this in PR. It was the Nomad Bosque Nuboso de Monteverde palette. I actually really like this one, and I need to pull this out because this is a great summer palette. Again, I do kind of want Nomad to bring down their color stories. I really think, I'm shouting at you because I don't know what other volume of voice in which to speak. I can't help you with that. But what I can say is, I really think that if Nomad would just bring it down to 9 shades and really like bring their color stories in, then they would, like, this palette would have been even better because it's so big that I think sometimes it just kind of messes with you. And really, I think that they could just do 2. You know how what are their names? What is their name? Sydney Grace, my brain, trash. You know, Sydney Grace will do a light and a dark version. I almost kind of wish they would do something similar in Nomad with some of their palettes because, like, I can see 2 different color stories in here and I like both of them, but I would like it to be condensed so that I didn't have to look at all of it at one time. But this is actually one of my favorites. I'm glad I found it again because I like that one a lot. We will put that one at third. I can't remember. Before Whistler. This is the Sugar Drizzle MILF palette. Man, I love frogs. This is gorgeous. This is stunning. It's beautiful. You should get it if you don't have it. It's just delightful. From start to finish, all shimmer palette, absolutely delightful. Brings me joy, makes my vagina happy. I don't put it in there, don't get weird. So then the next step is the Lunar Beauty Eternal Eclipse palette. You know, I've had it for a while. It's okay. It's okay. Like, I like playing with it, you know what I mean? Manny's dad commented on one of my videos, which was really nice, on the video that I reviewed this in or first looked at or whatever it is that I do. I think it's nice. I'm gonna play with it again, but like, it's not my favorite palette in the world. Manny's alright, I guess, as a person. This is my first Venus palette from Lime Crime. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. I'm gonna keep it until the wheels fall off. It's one of my favorite palettes. Again, see? My neutral is Mauve Berry. We're gonna end on Glory, and that Glory is Danessa Myricks. That's right, babes. This is worth every penny that I spent on it, and I can't stop living my best life with it. Like, I absolutely can't. Like, I can't stop living. It is so freaking pretty. These are the flakies. Like, I have the flakies in here. Look at that. Wait, stop yourself. Stop yourself. Again, lower your voice when you're talking to me right now. Lower your voice. Do not talk to me with your, are you talking to me in your full voice? Bring it down, baby, because I am too good for you right now with this palette. When I have this palette, I'm better than everyone. And when you have it, you will also be better than everyone. If you like this kind of thing, you know what I mean? But I'm better than you when I have it on my face. When I don't, I'm just like you. You know what I mean? There's certain palettes where I'm just like, I'm better than you. When I'm wearing it, I'm like, I'm better than you. And I walk around like Bo does after he got a bath, looking at everybody with disdain, like, are you clean? I think the fuck not. And that is it for this round. All right, listen, the sad thing is that I still have a whole full drawer to go through. Listen, it is this entire bottom drawer. I have a whole, like the whole thing is filled. So we'll see where we get with this. All right, I will see you in the next one. Thank you. Let me know if any of these palettes are your favorite. Did I convince you to pick up any of them? Did I convince you not to? And let me throw out these 4 that, like, well, 3 and give one to my mom. All right, bye. Time to walk the dog.